Hey everyone from YouTube land. Guess what? Got my laptop back, so I'm back in business and I can continue to make more videos. I am sorry for the delay. I've been extremely busy and the guys who have had my laptop were really quick, I have to say. Um, they had it for about a week and a half, so anyone with an Asus laptop, let me tell you, they are fantastic when it comes to after sales service, so way to go with this. Anyways, you think I was getting paid for it, wouldn't you? By them. Anyways, a lot's happened since I spoke to you last. Let's see, where do I start? I think the last time I spoke I was discussing how I wasn't getting any restriction and therefore I felt that I wasn't losing any weight. Well, it has changed around since then. I have to say for the previous 2 weeks, since I've last made that video, I actually lost something like 1.5 kilos every 2 weeks. So that's let's see, that's 3 weeks, 3 kilos in a month. So I think that's pretty good. And there was a couple of weeks there where I didn't lose any weight, so I did receive another fill of 1.4 mils, which was a week ago. So I'm up to 7.4 mils in my band, and I still honestly don't feel like I have a lot of restriction. The only restriction I have is that I cannot eat as quickly as I used to. I mean, if I start to rush my food, I really know about it, and thankfully I've only had one regurgitation episode, and that wasn't, harrowing or anything like that. But my body tends to give me signs like my mouth will start watering as if I'm going to be sick, and I immediately stop. Whatever I have in my mouth isn't swallowed. I stop immediately, and I find that is enough warning for me to know. To give me the signs of regurgitation, so I can really halt that in its track, which I think is great. Other things that I've done, let me think. I've had my hair cut. I had it all sort of lopped off and changed colour, so there's a little something, I guess. Oh, the other thing is that, like I said, I hadn't actually lost any weight. For the last 2 previous weeks I'd actually stayed the same, so I was given another fill. But what I have started noticing is that people are actually noticing the weight loss now, which I find quite strange because I haven't actually technically lost any weight for probably a month or so. Whereas a month ago people weren't saying anything at all. So I'm thinking I may not have had I've had one of those changes where my body shape has changed, but the scale hasn't changed at all. And people are really noticing. Even my boss stopped and said, you're still losing weight, aren't you? And I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Anyways, let's get on with some other stuff, some interesting stuff. Let's see. My dietitian who I go and see every time I get weighed, she asks me how I'm going and what I'm eating, and I tell her the same thing. I can eat as normal, just not as quickly. That's basically, and I am having small meals. Now, she told me a great little tip, which I thought was great, because she said you need to have gas in the tank. And I went, what do you mean by that? Basically what she meant was when you start a diet, you should never go straight from eating what you would normally, even if it is junk food. You should never go straight from what you're eating to diet food. She said you're missing a huge step there, and I thought about it for a little while, and it does make sense. What she's basically saying is when you start a diet, first thing you should do is you should cut down the portion of whatever you're eating. That's the first step. And once you stop losing weight from cutting down the portions, then you look at changing your foods, so going from perhaps chips to salads and things like that. And don't actually start exercising first off. And this is what she means by keeping something in the tank for reserves, and especially when you're plateauing. If you jump straight from, say, having McDonald's and pizza and all sorts of lovely things to straight onto a fish and salad, you're going to plateau really, really quickly in your weight loss. And then because you've already gone to your what I would call extreme diet foods, like your fish and your salads and things like that, you really don't have anywhere else to turn apart from cutting down your portions, which you probably already have done, so which means you'd be eating even less, or upping the exercise, which can also be a pain in the neck as well for a lot of people. Me personally, I hate exercising, and the longer I can get away with it, with not doing it, I think the better it is for me. So yeah, that's what she meant by keeping something in the tanks for reserves. So I'm really happy, and she was trying to explain that in a way of getting the fills and whatnot. She said you'll find a lot of patients come in here, and all they want is give me a fill, give me a fill, give me a fill. And she said, and it doesn't work that way. We can continue to give them fill after fill after fill if they really want it and are sort of adamant about it. But what will happen is that at some stage their body will plateau, and if they've filled the band up to capacity, then they've got nowhere else to go. So, and she was saying this because I was expecting to go in there every week and get a fill, basically, but that's not the case. And she said to me, well, we'll keep you at this fill, which I think was 6 mils, until you stop losing weight, and then once you've stopped losing weight, we'll then fill you up again. So, which is what happened. I think I stayed on 6 mils for about 6 weeks, and every time I went in there, it's like, oh no, you're still losing weight, still losing weight. And it wasn't a mammoth amount of weight. It wasn't, 4 and 5 kilos and things like that, but it was a steady progression of losing weight. And I'm really confident that this lap banding procedure, the way I'm looking at it now, and with what the extra information that my dietitian has given me, it's definitely going to last right throughout my weight loss. So stats today so far are I've lost 14.4 kilos, which isn't a great deal of change since when I've done the last video, I should say. I think I might have been on maybe 13.5 kilos, and that's what I meant by, I've only lost a kilo difference. But then I'm getting a lot more people saying to me, oh, you can really tell you've lost weight, and I'm a little bit perplexed at, well, why are you seeing it now when a kilo ago, which was only a month ago, no one was saying a word. So I really did feel I've had a body shift. So I thought that was really interesting, actually. And my lap band's doing really, really well. I have absolutely no complaints whatsoever. Do it again in a heartbeat. And I actually haven't had any complaints with the food that I can eat. I've heard a lot of people say they can't eat bread, and meat, they can't eat meat, and I find that I can eat everything. This is how it got that way. But anyways, I can basically eat anything I want in a small portion, which I'm doing. I'm not dieting as such, and that's another thing my dietitian said to me, do you feel like you're dieting? And I went, well, no, I don't feel like I'm dieting. She said, good, that's exactly how we want it. So I've got heaps in reserve. So I haven't even started on the fish and the salad or anything like that. I'm still eating what I ate before, just in a small portion. So that's what I mean by I've got a lot more confidence